meditation is going to be about Easter. And maybe not Easter in the traditional way that you know it. It's Easter and the way that I've thought about it in connection to Dharma. And what is Dharma? Dharma is the Buddhist word for purpose. And so as I was thinking about Easter and the way the story goes that Jesus came from spirit and became a body, and he became a body, he became a person in his body to fulfill a purpose. And his purpose was to represent himself as the Son of God, and the Son of God bringing a message of love and forgiveness. And the way that I understand forgiveness is the concept of I am you and you are me. And if I am you and you are me, then we can understand why you feel the way you do and why you do the things that you do. And so Jesus came, he came with a purpose, he fulfilled his purpose, and then he left. And the way that his resurrection continues, of course, is that he still lives in the heart of many, 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 many throughout the ages. I guess the concept of love will never, never be out of style. So let's think of Dharma, this idea of purpose. In the same way, like Jesus, we are spiritual beings that become embodied to take on the personalities, the bodies, the histories that we have now. And each of us are here to fulfill a purpose. We are actually here to do something that only you, that only I can do. Have no doubt about that. Now, many times when people are talking about purpose or filling your passion, there's a lot of figuring it out that goes on. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about spending a lot of time churning and figuring things out and feeling bad or depressed about not finding your purpose. What I'm talking about is exactly what you're doing, sitting here in meditation, trying to get in touch with your true self. In fact, that's one of the first places we go to fulfill our Dharma. You first have to understand that you, and only you, have a unique talent, way of being, way of expressing yourself that is only you and only you can do it. And the way that this meets the world, just the way that Jesus met the world at his time, is that in the world there is a need right at this very moment for what you can bring. Now, sometimes when we talk about the world, we think of something very large. What I mean about the world are the people you come in contact with, the people who surround you. There is a place where you and their need are a match. Your unique talent, your unique way of being, your unique way of expressing yourself meets their need. So how do we go about doing this? We go about doing it by finding our true self. And as we know, that's the journey. The journey is that through spirituality and meditation and process of asking ourselves questions, we begin to find who we are. And the primary thing to know about that is that we're spiritual beings. We're spiritual beings who are here to take physical form. It's not the other way around, although sometimes it feels like that. It feels like we're physical beings that sometimes connect with the spirit. No, it's the contrary. We are spiritual beings who come into physical form, and we remind ourselves through these practices that we belong to a larger divine field of limitless possibilities. So once we know that, once we know our true self, and our true self being this spiritual being, what happens? We begin to ask ourselves in reflection, what is my unique talent? What is it that I do? What is it that I do best? Now, one signal here is the experience that time doesn't exist as you're doing what you're meant to do. This happens to me all the time when I'm teaching, when I'm reading, when I'm in meditation. Time just passes by. Deepak Chopra calls this timeless awareness. And it's truly a time that we're in so much enjoyment, that we are so congruent with our true self, that time just slips away. But I'd like you to take it as a measuring stick, as a signal. When you don't notice that time just slips away, make a note of it and say, this must be something I love and am talented at. So a third aspect that we're looking at, remember, the first one is connecting to our true self, to the belief that we are spiritual beings. The second is that we are here with our unique ways of expressing ourselves through our talents. And the third is, how are we here to help? How is it that who I am can help you? How is it that my talents become a service to you, to the larger community, to those with whom I'm in contact? Now it's when this match happens, my gift, my way of expressing myself, my talent meets your need, the way that you need help. That's where the spark of real abundance comes from. And that's eternal abundance. It's a place that only has flow because I can help you with whom I am. Now notice the difference when we're really out in the world looking for things we can do. We think out of the ego, and the ego is, what's in it for me? What can I get from this transaction? Let's shift that question. And by shifting this question, we really move into our higher selves, which is, instead of saying, what's in it for me, we ask, how can I help? Immediately when we ask, how can I help? We move into a higher place. We're in direct contact with our spirit self. How can I help? So as you're here sitting and listening to me, let's just go through this series of questions, and I'm going to let you quietly see what comes up for you. Remember that you're making a commitment to seeking your higher self continuously through silent meditation, through spoken meditation, through nature, any way that you can find a commitment to seeking your higher self. In those moments, in this moment now, ask yourself, what are my unique talents? Now don't figure it out right now. Just let it slowly appear. What is my unique way of expressing myself? And remind yourself that a signal to that is what Deepak Chopra calls timeless awareness. Right? When you realize that you're enjoying something, when you're living your passion, and time just flows by. Now, a few things may come up. Just let them come up. Say yes to them as they're coming up. Now, if in case something like, I don't have any talents comes up, let that pass through and recognize it as resistance. And you know that anytime we have resistance, we just say yes to it. Yes. And really, it doesn't matter if something like, I love to feed people. I love to cook. I love to have a harmonious space. I love to drive. It doesn't have to be huge, spectacular things. It can be anything. Just sit back and let it arise. Remember that in this very moment, in this very meditation, you're already connected to your higher self. So the answers will begin to flow. Now, if you're ready, let's move on to another question. And that question is, how can I help? How can I help to serve others? Now, I want you to stay playful here. Sometimes when we think of serving others, we think of volunteering or going to a soup kitchen, and that may very well be your talent and how it's a match to others. You might be a DJ who just loves to make people dance, loves to enrapture them in music. And that's your gift. You might sing. You might be great at math. You might have a good way with money. You might be a spectacular gardener. And in all these things, you're uniquely you. There is a particular unique way that you do it. I always give the example that there's many teachers who teach what I teach. Many. We're all going towards the same place. But each of us has our own way of doing it, our own flavor, our own texture, our own way of expressing these messages. And the way each of us expresses it fits a group of people more than another. And so we need all those teachers. So how can you help? How can you serve? Now remember, when those two things are a match, when you find your Dharma, and you find the people who need your Dharma, that's where abundance is just flowing. That's when you're having your own Jesus story. That's what Easter is about. This idea that we come in as a particular human being. We have what we have to give in our unique way, and we match it to what others need. And the possibilities are just limitless. So again, if you want to sit here for a few more minutes and ask yourself these questions without forcing it, without effort, just in the pure place of meditation that you're in. And yes,